we are happy to have you guys at the table, and we want to introduce you and then maybe learn a little bit about you. So Jay Swoboda, tell us the name of what won your Arch Grants 2014 entry.
So Dabble.
Dabble. Okay, I'm going to cut you off because
Yeah.
you have a beautiful video that we're going to may explain just a little bit of it.
Cool. Whether learning a new skill, dusting off a rusty one, or finding a new pastime, Dabble makes it easy to try something new. Dabble is an online marketplace for in-person classes in the community. So, what is it like to dabble? Dabble aims to lower the barrier for people to explore their interest while providing an experience that's fun and lighthearted. For a curious yet time-crunched society, Dabble promises no homework, low pressure, and the ability to walk away feeling mentally stimulated.
Okay, we'll learn a little bit more about that gorgeous video.
Thank you.
Your buddy Matt, you said, did that?
Matt, yeah, he's a guy. He'll get you on the jumbotron at the Cardinals game. And he can also help you with Arch Grants videos.
All right, very well. I better keep us on topic. Okay, Zoe Scharf from Greetabl. Tell us a little bit, what is Greetabl? This is actually, you put your hands on this.
That's right. Yeah, we're a consumer products company, which is rare.
Yeah.
And we're really excited to be part of the Arch Grants class because we get to represent the products. There are a couple other companies that are doing the same thing out there. It's a greeting card. Our flagship product is a greeting card that folds up into a gift box. So you can imagine actually writing a message on the inside, putting a gift card or jewelry or a small treat inside, and that actually does send out in the mail. So it's a way to give somebody a gift that's a little bit more special, and it makes an occasion a little bit more meaningful.
That's what we were just seeing. That's cool.
That's right.
I'm going to give that to someone and act like it was my idea.
I sure hope you do.
That was pretty good.
She sent donuts in it on National Donut Day. It was
Wow, that's
pretty awesome.
versatile.
You can put a lot of things in a greetable.
Yeah. One more introduction. Blake McGrath. Okay, let me get this right here.
Yeah.
So like black belt. You speak how many languages?
A couple.
A couple. Okay, and but can you legally have a drink?
I can, as of a few months ago, yes.
You're 21
We're
years.
finally there. That's
Okay,
right.
okay. Then there's officially nothing I can do that you can't. Tell us about your Arch Grant winner.
You got it. So the company is called BetaVersity. We bring learning by doing to universities and high schools everywhere.
Okay, let's take a look at that.
That sounds good to
Let's
me.
check it out.
BetaVersity designs, creates, and connects physical, on-campus spaces for top universities. And as we continue to grow, we'll expand to do the same for other areas of education, including middle and high schools, with our accessible, customizable BetaBox product line. BetaVersity builds long-term value by starting with the physical. With tools from soldering irons and whiteboards to 3D printers and CNC machines, BetaBox and BetaVerse give us a lasting, physical presence with all of our customers. Of course, our BetaVerse subscription software brings each space's value to the next level. Content generation, user collaboration, and job discovery will become accessible to an entire nation of learners and educators.
Pretty cool.
There it is,
And
simple
you,
as that.
and you do professional voiceover work too.
In a past life, yeah.
I think we all did our voiceovers, didn't we?
Yeah.
Leave some work for the rest of us.
That's
what-
the nature of being an entrepreneur. Is you do the voiceover yourself.
Absolutely.
Okay, so tell me about that, and how does that play out in this town too? What's it like doing your own voiceover when you got to in St. Louis?
I think, when it comes to the Arch Grants, I mean, you had a deadline, you had to get it done. There were probably people that you could have gone out and friends, but it's, you're trying to get a lot of things done, and rather than delegate to someone and try to find someone at the last minute, you just do it yourself.
One mistake I think I'm making, which I sort of accuse you guys of making when you start speaking your lingo, is that I'm assuming everyone knows what Arch Grants is. Take it away, Zoe. Arch Grants do what?
Well, Arch Grants is a fantastic St. Louis organization. Basically, every year for the past 3 years, they've given out $50,000 grants to companies that are either moving to or promising to stick around in St. Louis for a little while longer. The idea is that they're bringing promising talent to the town and retaining great people and great minds who might have otherwise flocked elsewhere.
And it's a non-equity grant, so it's an actual, rather than being an equity investment that kind of dilutes our ownership in the business, it actually takes it's a straight up investment and a grant in investing in keeping business in St. Louis.
No strings attached.
No strings attached other than we want you here for a year minimum, and we want a full-time staff person here, and hopefully much beyond that. And they have. It's, I think 195 plus employees have been $6.5 million in revenue, 18 million in follow-on capital. So it's been an ongoing. It has results.
55 companies that might not otherwise have been here are here now, which is very exciting.
And the hope is that it's actually a flashlight onto St. Louis. So it's not necessarily just sticking people here in a place that they don't want to be. It's actually a way to expose the great resources that are already in St. Louis to people who might not have noticed them otherwise. So actually, Arch Grants has seen a lot of companies that have previously won stick around after their 1-year minimum time here. And because they love St. Louis, they've brought other people here, they've told other cities about it, and it's giving it a name in the national sphere.
Would you be here otherwise?
I don't know. I'm not from here, and I was definitely planning on getting back to the East Coast.
It's a good question. Our team wouldn't be here in as great a capacity as we are without Arch Grants. So I think it's a hard yes. Yeah.
You're from here, so you would.
Yeah, I wouldn't have left, but Dabble, which is an awesome company started in Chicago, would not be moving its headquarters here because of the resources of St. Louis. So Dabble would not be coming to St. Louis, and I don't believe the long-term viability of Dabble really has the potential without the runway that is provided by an affordable St. Louis with a huge network of companies, supporting firms, IT, legal, accounting, willing to help us out here. So the culture allows us to have a much longer runway in St. Louis than we would have in any other city.
And I think you bring up a great point, right? A lot of what we're seeing is a surplus of pro bono services, of firms that are willing to connect us with people that we wouldn't otherwise know. And that, at this stage, is so valuable, right? We don't have the resources to say, okay, hey, team member number 15, can you go out and find this? Can you find the best way to do this? We need that just a reach away, and I think that's coming up more and more.
It's almost, it's overwhelming. There's so much support. There's so many people willing to help us out. It's almost just trying to find time for it. So, we love being here, but we should probably be at work or getting some rest.
Yeah, I would think that. I would think it would be overwhelming. I'm glad to hear the support is overwhelming. I would think what you're doing is overwhelming.
Oh yes.
Yeah, absolutely, that's the case. The support here has been fantastic because St. Louis, in and of itself, does offer a lot of resources. There's always been that people have been telling me that no one is more than 2 calls away. What's great about Arch Grants is that no one is more than 1 call away now. And so I've noticed, you say we do our own voiceovers. Well, we do our own everything. And part of that means that we need to be able to reach out to people who know how to do those things, who know how to do voiceovers. And what's great about St. Louis, and especially Arch Grants right now, is that we're very close to getting to those people, and they can help us learn exactly what we need to know.
Is this the ecosystem everybody talks about? This is the word that we love to use when we're talking about entrepreneurship. How's our ecosystem? What is it?
Our ecosystem is diverse. I look at the group of this year's grantees, and I say, how many of us will be here in a year or 2 years? And I think it depends on our ability to invest in what we have here, really take advantage of what's given to us. But is among the group of us the next Microsoft or Apple or Google? I mean, do we have the potential to create a 30,000 employee business? Maybe, maybe not. I believe that actually most of us are more interested in creating 15 to 30 person businesses that create a ton of revenue and a ton of opportunity than creating maybe that next giant company that's going to, be a big mover in St. Louis.
Well, I would also say the great thing about being here, besides just the resources, is the affordability and the fact that you have more room to be creative and flexible here. I know that your runway is extended significantly longer than if you were elsewhere. Yep. And being a Washington University graduate, I've seen so many of my friends immediately go to the coasts where they're buried and they drown. And they are people who are very qualified and talented, and they go out there immediately expecting fame and fortune. And when they can't find it, they just desperately seek whatever job they can get. And I'm not saying that happens everywhere, but it's never happened in St. Louis. I see people who are able to thrive and find creative ideas and succeed with them because they're given the resources and because they were given the opportunity to do something interesting here.
It's a great point. I'll point out, though, I've spent the last 3 summers in Silicon Valley working on startups of my own or other people's, and something that comes up again and again, the Googles, the Microsofts, the Yahoos, those are the ones that actually fund a lot of the failure, as crazy as that sounds. Many of these startups that would generally peter out at 15, 30 people are snatched up because they've invented a kernel of something great. And what we really need to do here, and I think Jim McKelvey's going to help do this with Launch Code, we need to push for the development of those huge companies, at least a few, and we need them to stay here because they're the ones that are going to bankroll a lot of the innovation, even when that innovation might not lead to sustainable growth. And that's a part of the startup world. Yeah.
We'll leave it there for now because speaking of terminology, Valley of Death is something I've heard.
Valley of Frustration.
Valley of Frustration, okay.